principle of marketing. It stands for keep it simple, seriously. And it's real simple. You're going to have 2 tasks to do. And I know that each one of you are up to the job. The first task is to schedule at least 5 times a week where you're going to personally kiss one of your sphere, at least one of your sphere, 5 times a week. Now, I am not referring to the physical. I am referring to the conceptual.
The others must.
Mike said I had to say that. But here's what I'm going to contend. You can do it simply, frequently, and at little to no cost to stay in touch with your clients, your past clients, your family, or your friends. Little to no cost to you. How about make a simple phone call? Hey, how are you? And I know some of you are great at that. You love picking up the phone. I know lots of you who don't love picking up the phone. It's okay. Do you know how welcome a phone call like that is when it's received? I know when I've gotten calls out of the blue, I'm like, wow, wasn't that nice? They were thinking of me. It's a nice way to do it. Meet them for coffee. Have lunch. In fact, I know Dave McDonald is having lunch today with a past client. So there are people doing it. It helps in your business. How about mail a handwritten note? I was just thinking about you. Hope all is well. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Doesn't have to be anything more than that. It's a simple, I was thinking about you. Hope all is well. How about mail a home anniversary card or a birthday card? In fact, I know, I don't see him in the room, I know there's Brad Strunk is one. Whenever he has a closing, he copies their license, makes an extra copy so that he has their birth dates. He sends birthday cards to his clients on a regular basis. Drop by, visit them at their home. Why not drop by and visit them at their office, their place of business? You might get a few more bangs for the buck by going to the office where there are other people who might say, oh, who was that that came to see you? Send an email, but I'm going to give you a caveat on the email. Stay away from jokes. This is business. Now, you don't have to be totally serious, but I think you need to stay away from jokes. In fact, one of the things that I've had, there is a realtor, the realtor's not in our office, but somehow I got on this realtor's list, and he sends me jokes on a consistent basis. One day, he sent me a serious message, but he sent it the same day, he sent me 2 other emails with jokes. Guess what happened to the serious message? I didn't have time that day. I went through the important stuff and I thought, here's somebody who's sending me, all he ever sends me is jokes. I just scanned over and didn't even see. And then he wanted to know why I didn't reply to the serious part. Because I didn't see that it was serious. Everything else he had sent me was a joke. So I would stay away from jokes. Send an e-card through Remax Design Center. Remax Design Center has holiday cards. They have general e-cards. They're easy, quick, and at no cost to you to send the e-card. The second thing I'm going to ask you to do, or suggest you do, is schedule a time once a month where you send an e-newsletter. Doesn't cost you anything more than your time. And I don't see her here. Is Deb Rayburn here? Oh, there she is. Deb, you've been doing it since
January.
Since January. She sends out, and one of the things I suggested to her, she pick a date of the month. I think, what do you do it around the 10th of the month?
Yeah, 10th,
Okay.
11th, 12th.
10th, 11th, 12th. Okay, well, in that vicinity. But she basically picks a date of the month, and she has scheduled herself to create that newsletter. Nothing long, nothing fancy, because I'm going to also contend the longer it is, the less it's going to be read. but you need to keep it short, 2 to 3 articles. You can grab the articles from just about anywhere. 2 of my favorite sites are Realtor.org and RIS Media. It's RISMEDIA.com. They're a great real estate resource to use, but I would suggest you do that. The e-newsletter would go to all of your sphere of influence, whoever is in your database, but touching them once a month on a regular basis through an e-newsletter to me is easy, quick, and worth far more than the cost to you. So 2 things every day, 5 days a week. You're going to touch or kiss at least one of your sphere of influence, be it a phone call, handwritten note, a card, an email, personal visit. And then secondly, you're going to touch the whole group via an e-newsletter. If you want to make the plan even simpler, you can take advantage of an e-newsletter that is created by Lowe's. And I don't know how many of you have gone onto the site. There is a site, it's called Lowe'sRealtorBenefits.com. You can sign your clients up for a free e-newsletter. You put your client's email address in. Once the newsletter goes out on a monthly basis, automatically. You do nothing more. The cost to you is nothing. If you want to see what it's like, go to the website. I signed myself up because I wanted to see what someone would be getting. It's very nice, very well done. It's hooked up with HGTV, so it's all real estate related, and it comes from you. It doesn't come from Lowe's, it comes from you. And it has your name on it, your contact information, and the cost to you is nothing. If you want to do something even more simpler, call Angie Hawk, Unlimited Agent Services. She can help you create the newsletter. But I'm thinking of a very short newsletter, very timely pieces. There are lots of things out there, just like the market stats, the note sheet that I prepare each month to go with the charts. I know I've had agents who've used have used part of that. I mean, you can certainly feel free. I had one agent say, do you mind if I use the whole thing? Do I have to give you credit? You don't have to give me credit. You can take the credit that you wrote it. Doesn't matter to me. The point is that you need to do something with your clients to do that. So now comes the tough part. How motivated are you to apply the KISS principle? Because motivation is what it takes. And I want you to take a moment and think back about why you chose real estate. Why did you choose real estate? Besides that it's a fabulous career and there is no glass ceiling. What motivated you to get started in this business? The fact is, people are motivated by one of 2 things: fear of pain or hope of gain. Now personally, I've been motivated by each one of those. A couple of times I thought back, I had them going at the same time. I had the fear of pain and the hope of gain at the same time. That can be a little distressing. It doesn't matter what motivates you. Either will work. The important thing is that you identify what your motivation is, which also translated what are your goals. But identify what your motivation is and take action. And I got to tell you, Keith Bennett, most profound thing I've heard in a long time. He said a couple of weeks ago, something works, nothing doesn't. And I've said that to a couple of people. They said, what do you mean by that? Doing something works. Doing nothing doesn't. In this era of shift, you need to keep it simple, seriously, and consistent. You can't control the market. You can control your actions. Who will you kiss today? Thank you.